What's up, y'all? What's poppin'? It's D. About to react to this impressive video. This is Jada and Will Smith finally address August Alsina. Jada reveals why she had an affair with August. What? Listen, I gotta hear this tea. Let's see exactly what they say. Let's watch.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to
the Red Table Talk
channel. Jada and Will Smith officially made it to the Red Table Talk,
Ooh.
and they addressed the claims that August Alsina made about Will giving him his blessing to date Jada. Now, if you don't know the backstory to all of this, last week, the R&B singer August Alsina did a sit-down interview with Angela Yee, and he revealed in his interview that he had a whole relationship with Jada, and Will knew about it.
I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership that they've spoken on several times, and it, not involving romanticism. He gave me his blessing, and I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life, and I truly and really, really deeply loved and have a ton of love for her.
When August dropped this bombshell, he created a lot of frenzy, and it had everybody on social media talking about it, including me. I even had my own thoughts about this situation, and I kind of felt like this was somewhat of a confirmation to all the rumors about Will and Jada having an open marriage, because there has been rumors that both Will and Jada dated other people outside of their relationship. However, the whole open marriage rumors weren't really confirmed by either of them. But anyway, after August dropped this interview, a publicist from Jada and Will's team came out and denied August's claims. However, August did respond and say, "My heart has no malice or hate toward anyone on this planet. I just simply want the chains off, and I'm willing to die getting there. The gift of freedom is yours to have."
I don't care about what he's talking about. What they say on Red Table Talk.
God is not a man that he should lie, and I'm his son, so neither would I. With that being said, I should also say that no one was sideswiped by any conversation. Everyone got courtesy calls time in advance, wishing everyone big love. So August was basically saying that no, he wasn't lying about any of this, and Will and Jada knew about all of this ahead of time. In the midst of this whole scandal, this prompted Jada to go on the Red Table Talk and reveal the truth. She said there's some healing that needs to happen, so I'm bringing myself to the Red Table. And as promised, Jada did bring herself to the Red Table, and she also brought her husband Will at the table as well.
And any headline that says Jada said or Will said or the Smith said is not true. We specifically never said anything. So what happened, Jada?
Okay, so let's start with, I guess about 4.5 years ago.
Oh, damn.
Started I think it was about 4 years ago. Started a friendship with August. And we actually became really, really good friends. And it all started with him just needing some help. Me wanting to help his health, his mental state.
Because for me, that was the thing when Og first came around, he was really sick.
He was really sick, yeah.
And the outpouring for him from our family was initially about his health.
Yeah. And I mean, we found all those different resources, to help pull him through. And from there, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided.
I was done with you.
You kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, at that particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah, I really felt like we could be over.
We were over.
Now, this revelation is very interesting because I didn't know that Will and Jada were separated around the time Jada was forming a friendship and relationship with August. And I do have to give credit to Unwind with Tasha K because she did drop this exclusive that Will was actually ready to divorce Jada around this time. However, Will and Jada worked it out. They stuck together and they kind of came to this conclusion that divorce is not an option for them.
Because I had been divorced before, I wasn't getting divorced again.
I knew that there was no reason that he and I would ever, we just needed to get to agreement between he and I.
Yeah.
Now, Jada did go on to explain how she got into a romantic relationship with August. She talked about how August was going through a very rough time. He was dealing with a drug addiction, and he had a lot of issues from his childhood that he needed to heal from.
Ooh, this sounds
And
like
he
a
was just
fucking
dealing
headache.
with a lot of tragedy in his family.
I'm
And in my
definitely
last
like
video,
this,
I
Lord.
talked about how August was vulnerable around the time he met Jada. And I kind of felt like Jada was wrong for getting into a relationship with him because she was supposed to be his mentor, not his lover. And he was emotionally, physically, and mentally unstable. So,
as a lot of people are. The
preyed
fuck?
on him. And not to say that she did it with any ill intention, because I do believe she cared for August. She cared enough to get him the help that he needed, but I do feel like it was a bad mistake on her part to form a relationship with a younger man who had all of this emotional baggage, because look at how all of this played out. August is still somewhat hurting over this relationship. He was very dependent on Jada, and Jada kind of came to a realization that she needed to heal herself and address the codependency issues she has. Now, Jada did talk more about the relationship, and she also cleared up the claims that August was given permission by Will to date her.
Yes, one thing I want to get clear about and clean up, one of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is, the only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what August was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission, because we were separated amicably. And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker, which he's not. Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely.
Entanglement.
I was in a lot of pain, and I was very broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself.
Period.
And luckily enough, you and I were also going through a process of healing in a much different manner. I would definitely say we did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that that wasn't possible. I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good. And it was really a joy to just
I don't want to get
help
married.
heal somebody.
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with my codependency, which is another thing that I had to learn to break in this cycle. Just that idea of needing to fix and being drawn to people that need help, whether it's your health or whether it's your addictions. There's something about that childhood trauma that feels as though it can be fixed through fixing people versus fixing me.
Yeah.
Oh, I never want
And as I came through and started to realize certain things about you and I, he decided to break all communication with me, which was totally understandable.
Right.
So that was Jada explaining how and why she got in a relationship with August. And she basically said she was drawn to him because she was unsatisfied in her relationship. And she also saw him as a project she could fix. And it made her feel good to be needed and validated in that way. However, being codependent is a very dysfunctional way to operate in a relationship, and she had to learn that about herself. And also, she and Will got to a place where they were healing their relationship. So that's why the relationship between her and August ended, because August realized that Jada is never leaving Will, and Will is never leaving Jada. Even though they were almost at a point where they divorced each other, they still stayed together because they know divorce is expensive, and they also know that nobody else can understand them the way they understand each other. They tried to look for satisfaction outside of their marriage, but they couldn't find it.
How you know, girl?
Coming together and saying, you know what? We're gonna work on ourselves and ride this thing out and stick together. Now, does this mean everything is all perfect in their relationship? No. They even joked about having a bad marriage at the end of the episode. And also, Will was like, I gotta get you back, Jada. And Jada was like, well, you already got me back several times. So apparently there's still something going on, but at the same time, they sat down, talked about it, and let the world know the dynamics of their relationship. And they also cleared up some misconceptions about their relationship as well. So this is their life, this is their marriage. I can't really judge it. They addressed everything they needed to address, and it is what it is. We gotta take it or leave it. Anyway, tell me.
I definitely want to put emphasis on we cannot judge their fucking relationship. A lot of people ain't never even been in a fucking healthy relationship, and they be so quick to be like, oh, well, she should have did it. Oh, he shouldn't have did this, and she should have never. Like, I cannot stand people, and not saying that she's doing this in particular, but I'm just saying in general, people are so quick to judge other people's situation. A, shut your ass up, because what about your own situation, your non-existent situation, or your terrible, fucked up, toxic situations that you've been in? Shut your ass up. Number two, we don't know the details of what's going on with their marriage. We don't know exactly what's going on. Still, even with them giving us this information, we still don't have all the fucking details. I feel like it's real convenient that they were, apparently separated at the time that she was fucking with August. Like, I kind of believe that they do have an open marriage. I feel like it is pretty open. Maybe they just don't want to come out and say it. I don't know, but it's just like, oh, so at the time that she was fucking with him, that's when y'all was separated. Like, I don't know, it sounds real convenient, but sure. And I also don't like the sentiment that, she's the older woman, so she preyed on him and, she took advantage of him. She knew he had an addiction and she knew he da-da-da-da. Once again, he is not a little ass boy. He is a grown man. He's like in his late 20s. Like, let's stop playing like he didn't know what was going on. A lot of people have issues, believe it or not. A lot of people, the older you get, the more you become aware of shit, the more you actually are in relationships with people, you start to realize that a lot of people have deep-rooted trauma, like from their fucking childhood or their past situations. A lot of people got shit going on mentally that ain't all together. You just like, oh, this motherfucker's kind of fucked up, So yeah, that can apply to so many people. And we acting like Jada is the epitome of perfection. She said her goddamn self that she broken. And look at what she said about needing to fix someone to fix her past trauma from her childhood. So she ain't all together her goddamn self. So they both had issues mentally. They both had traumas and shit that they needed to resolve. And they were using each other to try to have an escape, as a lot of people do. A lot of fucking people do this. And it's crazy that Jada is, this mature. I don't call her old. She looks damn good. But it's crazy that she's this mature and she's still learning this. People, it takes them their whole life to actually understand deeply that you can't find happiness in another person. You have to find that within yourself. Like, yeah, it sounds good, and a lot of people will agree with that in theory. Like, yeah, that makes sense. It sounds good. But in practice, so many people don't live like that. They are constantly looking for other people to make them feel good or make them happy or make them feel fulfilled. People, it takes them their whole fucking lives to actually understand that you can't find happiness in another person. So they both was doing that. They both were trying to find happiness within each other, it sounds like, based on what they both said. So it's like, I feel for both of them. And even Will, goddamn, I don't know who he fucking with on the side of what's going on with him, but it's just like, to have your shit just out there, I'm sure isn't a good feeling, and they got kids and shit. So I feel for everybody involved. This is just real messy, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't enjoy, getting this tea. And I'm definitely gonna go and watch this Red Table Talk for sure. It seemed like it just came out, so I'm about to go watch that shit to get all the details that was not mentioned in this video. But I really wish them peace and happiness and love and all that. I hope August goes on to find him someone single who, doesn't have a husband and kids, that he can grow with. And hopefully he doesn't continue to try to find love and happiness in another person, because you're just not going to find that. It's just, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Speaking of y'all out there, so many of y'all be trying to find that too. So many single people be like, I want to be in a relationship. I want somebody. No, you're not going to find happiness in another person. And it's going to probably take you to get into relationships to understand that. But you don't find happiness in other people. It does not work like that. I know society tries to push this idea on us and try to brainwash us into thinking that that's, what will bring us happiness. That's what will bring us peace. But it is a lie. You will never find happiness in another person, ever. Anyway, I'm done preaching. But this was an interesting video. Let me know what y'all thought about all of it, though. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.